All right, welcome back to the Lunch Table Food for Thought. My name is Nico Blitz. I want to give a huge shout out to 12 Tone Records, man. They introduced me to some amazing artists, just like this next one. Grammy Award winning songwriter, man. Joelle James, what is poppin'?
Hi, what's up, Nico?
I'm doing amazing. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing as well.
There we go. Before we started this interview, I really had to compliment you on the background that you got going on. You got the sun in the back. You got some album artwork. Can you go over everything?
Sure. This is just like my little Zoom spot that I made when we were all quarantined. So, just to give it a little life, this is a single I put out last year called Where in the World.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a framed Grammy ticket that my mom gave to me from the Grammys. And back up here is Marilyn Monroe. I wonder if
Mm.
it is right.
So I would assume.
Oh wait, this is a sun pillow because my single that just dropped is "Till the Sun Come Up." So we have the
There we
sun.
go. I mean, you actually have two singles that just dropped too. So till the sun come up and also apply pressure.
Apply pressure. That's the same song,
Oh wait, what?
but it's the same song, but the hook is "Till the Sun Come Up." Just the part.
Got you, got you.
Yeah.
I did want to say this though because like I think it was just so timely how everything happened because you drop apply pressure and I'm not sure if you're a J. Cole fan.
Oh, I saw that. Trust
You
me.
saw okay, so then how did you feel because he has the song applying
I
pressure?
felt like he was setting me up. Like it was the one too. He gave me the layup. So
You're like, look, man, we're just gonna milk the supply pressure. It's pretty cool though. It's pretty cool to see you have your version of apply pressure, his version of applying pressure. Two totally different songs, by the way.
very different. But I've been hearing a lot of people say this year that we're just applying pressure all 2021 because we have to, we're finally getting out of the house and things are getting a little bit more back to normal. So
Hmm.
we got to apply that pressure.
So then, were you applying pressure during 2020? I know some people ended up, just kind of kicking back. And I would say this: the pandemic taught us who can really thrive when nothing is going on. So, what were you up to during 2020?
I was applying pressure. I never
There you
stopped
go.
applying that pressure, but it was definitely different. We definitely had to learn how to pivot and adjust and, like you said, thrive in a different environment. And I think this new shift and everything in the world is just going to bring out probably the greatest songs we've heard and just a new appreciation for music.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that I love about this generation of R&B, I would say probably from like 2016 to 2017, is that we are bringing back some of those songs from the 90s that a lot of us just fell in love with. So when Philip and Guido sends me Apply Pressure, I'm like, bruh, come on. You already know Honey by Mariah Carey is literally one of my favorite songs ever.
Right? It's such a good song.
So the fact that you made this song completely different, like I've heard remixes of that song
Mhm.
and a lot of them are pretty corny, but this one was like, yo, this is my favorite one. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you. No corn allowed. No corn allowed.
No corn allowed.
I love Mariah Carey. She's like one of my top favorite artists. So when I heard this track, I was like, oh, I have to kill this. There's no option. It's Mariah. So
Would you say that was that's your favorite like Mariah song of all time?
no, I think I have like way too many to even give them all to you. There's so many, but just her in general, she's such an inspiration to me. Being a singer, like a real singer who writes her
Mhm.
own songs, like she
Yeah.
paved the way for that.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, I think when you think of like the top R&B singers of all time, you definitely have to put Mariah Carey in there. And the fact that she does write her own music and she's made just classic albums like through time after time after time, it's so insane. So it's interesting because as you were saying, Mariah Carey did indeed like write her own songs, but I feel like in recent years, especially, we've been coming across a lot more songwriters.
Yeah.
I've interviewed so many songwriters, people who write for like Ty Dollar Sign, for example, or even like Zendaya. You in particular, you've written "Boot Up" by Ella Mai, which I mean, if I'm being honest, that's her biggest hit. It's her
Thank you.
biggest hit.
Yes, it was definitely an artist breaking song, and she shook the world with that song. So it was an amazing time. Like it just all happened the way it was supposed to.
But I think that is literally that song is when I felt like R&B finally took a shift. That's when I was like R&B is finally back.
Thank you. Yes, it was super important to me. And with all my music, it's really important for me to write a message of love and just have like a true meaning behind what I'm saying. And I think that is what was different about the song is that it was like a real love song, like written from my heart. It wasn't anything fabricated, no gimmicks.
Hmm.
Which sometimes I don't know why R&B sometimes will go there with that, but when you stick to like the love songs, for some reason it just works.
So you're saying you were booed up during that time?
I wanted to be booed up. That was
Ah. She was
yeah,
like, "Yeah, this is coming from experience right now. I'm trying to
yeah.
get booed
No,
up during
it was a true
2016."
story. It was a true story, but it was definitely like I wanted to be booed up, and I was getting sunned a little bit, and that's not cool.
Mm,
So I had to put it all out there. I had to put the feelings out there, tell them about my anxiety.
yeah.
But I
It,
think I went to the perfect R&B artist. Like she just took the song out of here.
So how did that situation even occur? Because I know, I think Mustard's wife or something ended up finding Ella Mai just on Instagram. So from my understanding, they ended up reaching out to her so that she could come out here and work with Mustard. But when did the process of even boot up start? Because it realistically would have started with you since you're the one who wrote the song.
Yeah, I actually wrote the song previous to knowing her or her even being signed to Mustard. I'm not sure the story about how she and him got together, but I do know she had a big internet presence.
Hmm.
She did covers and stuff. And she actually had reached out to me a couple of times because I come from Chris Brown's camp. Chris Brown
Yeah.
signed me originally, and I know she's a big fan of him. So that's how we first connected was through like DMs, and I think it was Snapchat even.
Even on
Yeah,
Snapchat. That's
yeah, we
insane.
did that. Yeah.
it's it's so cool to me how like back in the day because you've been signed to Chris Brown's camp since like 2010, right?
A
So
little bit after that, but
oh, a
yeah,
little bit after that. Okay, okay. But even to think about like 10 years ago, like even just connecting on the internet wasn't really a thing, right? You kind of had to go through, you had to know somebody who knew somebody. And then nowadays it's just like it's as easy as like a simple DM. I mean, you even saw like T-Pain hasn't checked his DMs for like years.
yeah. I mean, I don't know how these big celebrities do it with all the followers they have, but I wouldn't say it was hard to meet on the internet back in the day because Chris actually found me on YouTube. So I feel like
Ah.
there's so many platforms and outlets for you to like utilize and put your gifts or your talents out there, and you just have to keep doing it and do it for the right reasons, not to like be discovered, but just to have art and music out there. So the way it's supposed to happen will eventually just roll into place.
So did you just start off on YouTube just like doing covers?
I was going to Berkeley College of Music, and YouTube had just kind of started popping, so
Mm.
I was putting up covers, and yeah, I got the attention of Chris, and then he signed me to CBE, and the rest is history. Really, he put me in the game.
That's how you do it. Shout out to Chris Brown, man. He's definitely put on for a lot of people, and I feel like whenever you get like the Chris Brown feature or the Chris Brown cosign, like the artist usually like comes up. It's kind of like almost getting like a Drake feature, for example. The artist
Almost.
is definitely.
It's right up there. Like Chris is the greatest artist in our generation. I think.
Mm,
And like he does go out of his way to help other artists, and like Drake does as well. But he's definitely. I mean, I remember when he put the Migos on before the Migos were even like the Migos. So
Yeah.
he's always finding that talent, and I'm just honored that he found them in me.
So I mean, you've been working with him and his camp for like 10 years,
No,
right?
actually, um, I think it was 2013, 2012, around there. That's when I did my deal with him. And then around 2017 is when I started my own company called Vanilla Factory.
Mm.
So our contract ran out, although we're still tight. Like, that's my big bro. He really did teach me so much in this industry. But now I'm signed to myself and 12 Tone.
Right, that's how you do it. What? So obviously, when you go on and it's good that you ended up getting that experience with Chris for a couple years, and then you end up getting toward your own venture because I'm a firm believer of having your independence as an artist or just an entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it, is just so pivotal and vital to your growth.
Yes.
For you, what are some things that you learned from being around Chris and his camp for a couple years, and how did you apply that to your own situation?
Honestly, the biggest thing I learned from being around him is songwriting. Like, I came into the game with him, singing covers and being a student out of college. So I wasn't really comfortable writing songs in the studio, and it's kind of crazy to think that now I'm a Grammy Award winning songwriter because I literally didn't even write songs before, and now I can't even stop. So I think that would be the biggest thing, is just how to be creative in the studio and just really be vulnerable, put it all out there, tell a story.
Yeah. I mean, that's really the one thing that I feel like a lot of us like used to grasp on. We'll still get the hip hop and the R&B where you're not necessarily telling a story, it's kind of just for fun. But literally when you get the songs that grab your attention because there's some storytelling, it's like, "All right, I could listen to this once or twice.
Yeah, I
Third
mean,
time."
you want to be able to make something that everyone can relate to and understand your pain or your happiness, whatever it is, because then that's the best way to connect all the people. And that's the best thing. The best way to do it is with music.
Yeah, amen to that. Amen to that. Who would you say is like the R&B singers that you look up to the most? Current, old?
So Mariah, I already said her. She's number one.
Mhm.
Chris, I mean, it's kind of hard when I've worked with one of the greatest.
Yeah.
I love Stevie Wonder. He's just classic, one of my favorite songwriters.
Ooh,
Oh, I love her. I think her is killing it right now. I
love
love
her.
Miguel. I love his, like, one of his first records, like "All I Want Is You." Like, I'll never forget when that song broke.
I can really tell you're a J. Cole fan.
I do love J. Cole, but let's have R&B here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, there's so many great R&B artists, and I'm so happy that that lane is back open for people to be creative. Summer Walker, she's like totally different. SZA, like, it's just always evolving. The sound.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had this argument with a lot of older people, and like they feel like when you get into the conversation of like Summer Walker and her, the rhythm the rhythm is not necessarily there. It's really just blues. But I talk to them and I'm just like, but the thing is, I feel like even 10 years ago, as R&B lovers, we weren't getting much music that was just pure to the heart. We were getting a lot of like this mixture of hip hop and R&B. So the R&B singers were doing the hip hop shit, the rappers were doing like the R&B shit. So we were getting that mixed flow. But when you get the Summer Walkers, when you get the Hers, and when you get the Joelle Jameses of the world, right? It's like y'all just know how to touch our soul, cause like I just like being in my feelings sometimes.
You just gotta be in your feelings so deep. You have to. That's the only way you can break through.
Yeah. Do you still have that demo?
Of course. course I have to.
Off camera, I'm gonna have to ask you something because I don't know if you can disclose that.
All right.
Anyways, I'm gonna need that demo. I want to be able to play that demo on Twitch at the very least. I'm not asking for it or nothing. We're just gonna wink and just move on from there.
We'll see.
Joelle, so your apply pressure song. You take from like real story, real life situations. Where was the inspiration behind this one? Was it really just because 2021 is like the year to apply pressure?
Actually, no. It was written before the whole craziness happened, and it
Oh.
was really about me just wanting to apply pressure and step up. Like once I got, a Grammy and a top five record, I was really just determined to like do it again and apply the pressure.
Mhm.
And that's honestly where it came from. And it's about my struggles I've gone through in the industry. It hasn't come to me overnight. So that's what it's about. Like apply pressure and make it last. One of my biggest goals is just to have longevity and always be putting out music. So that's the premise of the song.
I hear you. I hear you. What gives you pressure? So, for instance, right? And I know that's a very broad question, but let me like build up to that. So, me, I moved out to Los Angeles in 2014.
Hmm.
And so, I ended up going to school, I ended up getting my job, and the one thing that's been pressuring me this entire time was like, don't move back home. Don't move back home. Don't move back home. I've always felt like if I moved back home, it would kind of be like a sense of failure for myself. Like, I've spent so much time here. Like, why am I going to take the easy way out and move back home?
Right.
I could obviously save money if I move back home, so on and so forth, but just being out here has made me feel that much more free. And in a sense, it's like that pressure of not wanting to move back home and being here actually like depressurizes me. So what pressurizes you to do so much more?
I really like that analogy. So that's like your motivation is that you just
Hmm.
want to go back home. Where are you from, if I might ask?
I'm from the Bay Area, San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not
That's
that far off,
not too far if you actually had to go back home, though. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I could go back there like every so often.
something.
Yeah.
I actually experienced that where I was in between leaving. I lived in New York for a little bit, and I was moving back to LA. I'm from the IE, so this is like my area. But LA is still like a 2 hour drive from where I
Mhm.
grew up. And I had that moment where I was like grinding, staying on couches, like
Mm.
getting into any studio I possibly could. Like I had that moment. So I think the pressure I have is just like to write every song I write, I want it to be better than the one before.
Mm.
So I think that's mine, like just to continue to like make quality songs.
You're over here just trying to be the best version Joelle James could ever be.
Yeah. If you're not your own competition, then what are you doing? So
Yeah. No, seriously. I mean, I think once you get into that mind state, I mean, I feel like a lot of people are in this crab in a bucket mentality. It's like I have to pull somebody down in order to get up. But I've come to realize, over these past couple of years, it's like there are so many people in this world. There's so many people that could be a fan of you.
hmm
There's no reason to ever push somebody down just to get somebody else's attention.
never. No. You should never do that. And my brand manager, Big Bob, he always tells me isolation is dangerous. So never isolate, even though we were isolated all 2020. But luckily we have these type of things where we're not really isolated. We have social media, so we can always stay connected.
Yeah. So you ready to go outside?
I am like I kind of do like being. I'm somewhat of a homebody. I'm a Taurus, so I'm a little on the like. I like to
Ah,
stay on my couch and be comfy, but I do have a very high level of excitement for the summer because it just feels like I can just feel it. Like it's
yeah.
gonna be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, I was already DJing at some clubs these past couple of weeks, and
It was
I
lit.
mean, it was pretty lit. I mean, it was like sardines on the dance floor. People were getting tased. It was pretty crazy.
Wow.
Pretty crazy. And I'm just like, this is what happens when you keep people in the house for like a year.
Yes.
Oh man. Joelle James, let's go over like some very quick questions. So, if you were to create a song with any R&B singer and any producer, who would it be? This is like your ideal collaboration.
Ooh, this is this is this is crazy. Let's think. Okay, so Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis
Whoa.
will be the producer. Are they not classic? Actually, I don't remember which one, but one of them handed me my Grammy. That was pretty epic. um, Classics, and then okay, right writer. Did you ask for a writer?
No, just singer producer.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool. I've always loved Pharrell. Pharrell would be pretty cool.
Pharrell would be amazing. That'd
Yeah,
be cool. That'd be
Timbaland's
cool.
cool. They're all like, I like to work with like the classics, so that's what I would want.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, since we're on the lunch table, what is your favorite food of all time?
My project is called iScream. So what do you think?
You like that lead? You like? I was hoping you'd say ice cream.
Yes, ice cream is number one. I love pizza. I love French fries. I love mac and cheese.
Uh
Those are
huh.
good lunch foods. But ice cream is number one, and it's gonna be an ice cream summer. So I'm
She
gonna
said
be
an ice cream summer.
yeah, I'm gonna be eating ice cream all summer.
Okay, okay. I'm a cookies and cream person myself. What are
Cookies and cream
you?
is good. I just tried this Ben and Jerry's one. It was called Milk and Cookies, and it was like cookies and
Ooh.
cream, but still had this other twist to it. It was good.
Okay, okay. You know,
Mhm.
fun fact, I actually used to work at Ben and Jerry's for a bit.
No way. Oh my
Just a
god,
little bit.
you're the plug. Let's go.
it was it was 2 months right before I moved out to LA. Good
Wow,
times.
that's
Good
so
times.
amazing.
Yeah. Um if you were to remix any song without any like copyright or anything, just this is a song you've always just wanted to remix, what would it be?
I've actually already done it, but it was um, it's an Aretha Franklin song, "Until You Come Back to Me."
Mm.
Flipped it into this really amazing like R&B ballad. It's a little bouncy. Um, and then another one I've always wanted to flip is G Thing. I'm in the
Oh,
works.
nothing but a G thing?
Yeah, I'm in the works of doing it, but I haven't nailed it yet. So I'm trying.
Okay, okay. We got a little bit of an exclusive there. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, all I know is when that come out,
If it
your
never
camp got to
comes
send
out,
it.
that means I didn't get it right.
We gonna get it right, man. Shouts out to Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. We need to get that ASAP. I don't think I've ever heard like an R&B flip of that song.
You haven't. So that's why I really
Okay.
want to do it unless you post this and someone comes up with it first. But you just can't mess it up. One of
Can't mess it up. Cannot mess it up.
the
Also, it's not about who did it first. It's about who did it right. And I think Joelle James. I think you're gonna do that song right.
Oh, thank you. You're very right.
Amen to that. Well, Joelle James, thank you so much for joining us today. Where can everybody find you? Oh, and when can we expect ice cream?
Ice cream is coming this July.
Mm.
I haven't even told the date yet, but it's middle of July, so get ready. And then I have a another single dropping the beginning of July with my girl Coy Ray. And yeah, we're moving here. I was with her earlier, and we're just excited. You had to walk off,
I'm
really?
off to better things.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
uh.
That's my sis.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that one.
Yes, I'm super
Oh,
excited about it.
okay, okay, there we go. Well, Middle of July, iScream, and I cannot wait for you and that Coil Ray record. That's gonna be fire.
Thank you. I can't wait either.
This is the lunch table, food for thought. My name is Nico Blitz. Shouts out to Joelle James, 12 Tone Records. We are out, everybody. Peace.
Vanilla Factory.